Gun! She's carrying a gun. Somebody call 911. Those words ripped through Ridgewood Park like a lightning bolt. Victoria Hale, self-crowned queen of the HOA, pointed her manicured finger straight at Alicia Price, who was just bending to grab her mail. And for the record, the only thing in Alicia's hand was a stack of envelopes and that 200-page HOA rulebook Victoria lugged everywhere like it was the Bible of suburbia. Within minutes, sirens screamed, patrol cars skidded in, and neighbors peeked from behind blinds like it was their favorite reality show. A woman clutching her binder like a weapon, and another just standing there, calm, tired, and clearly done with it all. But this showdown didn't come out of nowhere. Oh no. This was the grand finale of a week-long war that started the day the Prices moved in. And by the end, Victoria was going to wish she'd never left her porch. Before we go any further, comment where you're watching from, and make sure to subscribe to Voices Unchained, because tomorrow's story is going to blow your mind. The first day was supposed to be perfect. After years of saving, Malcolm and Alicia Price finally had the keys to their dream home. But Ridgewood Park wasn't what it seemed. Every lawn looked cloned, every flower matched. It was less neighborhood and more suburban military base. Then came her, Victoria Hale, HOA president, blonde bob, pearls, posture of a drill sergeant. She stood with her binder clutched to her chest, scanning the new arrivals like they were trespassers. Alicia, still in her off-duty clothes, had her service weapon holstered like always. She'd been a police officer for 20 years. Victoria's eyes locked onto it instantly, and you could almost hear the gears turning. She marched over in heels sharp enough to draw blood. "Welcome to Ridgewood Park," she said sweetly, shoving the binder into Malcolm's hands. "Read our community guidelines before unpacking." The thing weighed more than a toddler. Then her smile twisted. "That firearm," she said, eyeing Alicia's hip, "looks used. Fired recently, perhaps?" Alicia stayed cool. "I'm a police officer. Of course it's been fired." Victoria's tone dripped with venom. "Oh, police, how fascinating. I've dealt with your kind before." Your kind. Two words that told Malcolm everything. That night, he told Alicia, "We just moved into a war zone." He wasn't wrong. By sunrise, Victoria was back, this time with a scrawny man in a wrinkled suit. "This is Martin Blake from our safety committee," she announced. Martin handed Malcolm a paper stamped with an official seal, open quote, "Mandatory fence replacement. 30 days. Estimated cost $50,000. Close quote. Malcolm blinked. $50,000 for a fence? Victoria's smile never wavered. New safety standards, especially since a police officer lives here. You understand, for everyone's protection. It reeked of setup. Later, a neighbor whispered, "Just pay it. The Johnsons fought back last year, lost their house." But Malcolm wasn't built for surrender. That night, he dug into the so-called contractor, Secure Home Solutions. Website looked slick, reviews glowing, too glowing. Every single one from Ridgewood Park residents, all copy-pasted fluff. Then he saw it. Owner, L. Hannity. A quick search later, it hit him. Victoria Hannity before she married Edward Hale. The company was hers. The whole thing, fake inspections, fines, safety standards, all feeding her own pocket. When Alicia came home, Malcolm laid out the evidence. She read it once and said flatly, "It's fraud, but we'll do this my way. Let her think she's winning." And that's exactly what they did. By day 5, Malcolm had recordings, photos, timestamps, a full case file. He even caught Victoria's cackling voice gossiping about dealing with the new neighbors. But she wasn't done. Not even close. A post appeared in the neighborhood group, concerns about new residents. They record people. They're armed, unsafe. It was Victoria, of course, and then she went live. "I didn't want to go public," she sniffled, tears ready on cue, "but I feel unsafe. My neighbor's wife carries a gun everywhere." The pearl necklace, the fake quiver in her voice, Oscar-worthy. And the comments poured in. "Stay safe, Victoria. That's harassment." Malcolm watched the circus unfold, jaw tight. Within hours, Alicia's department received formal complaints. Her supervisor called, "You're on temporary leave pending review." Alicia didn't cry. She just whispered, 20 years of service, and this woman could take it all. But storms always peak before they break. And Victoria was about to find out what happens when you call the cops on the chief of police. Day 7, the stunt that ended it all. Alicia pulled into the driveway, still in plain clothes, gun holstered. She bent down for the mail. That's when Victoria stormed out, phone up, yelling, "She's pointing a gun at me." Malcolm ran outside shouting, "She's getting the mail." But Victoria was already on 911, voice trembling with fake panic. "Yes, my neighbor's threatening me. She's a police officer, but she's gone rogue." Moments later, sirens, 3 squad cars, guns drawn, officers yelling, "Hands up, drop the weapon." Alicia raised her hand slowly. "I'm a police officer. My badge is in my back pocket." Then, "Stand down." Lieutenant James Porter pushed through the chaos. "Everyone stand down." His face drained when he saw Alicia. "You called 911, he said, turning to Victoria, "to report Chief Alicia Price, the chief of police you swore in last month?" The street went silent. Cameras rolled. Victoria blinked, then smiled. "Well, isn't that convenient?" she sneered. "A police chief using her badge to intimidate homeowners. Exactly what I've been warning people about." Porter's voice dropped to ice. "Ma'am, you just made a false report. That's a crime." But Victoria clutched her chest. "I felt threatened. Citizens have the right to call for help." No one bought it. Not with half the neighborhood filming. Alicia turned to Porter. "Document everything, every video, every statement." That's when Victoria realized she'd just handed her target the power to destroy her. Within days, the story exploded citywide. Alicia's suspension triggered outrage, and reporters swarmed City Hall. Victoria showed up to a press conference, tears ready, playing victim again. But investigative reporter Samantha Cruz came loaded. She exposed the whole operation, Victoria's fake company, her kickbacks, and even a decades-old case where Victoria tampered with evidence, sending an innocent man to prison. Turns out she wasn't just an HOA tyrant. She was a career manipulator. The FBI got involved. The mayor, one of her silent partners, was arrested. And Victoria's empire, gone in flames. When Alicia finally spoke, she didn't gloat. She said, "Justice doesn't need to scream, it just needs proof." That line went viral. Victoria lost everything: her power, her reputation, her grip on the neighborhood. Meanwhile, Malcolm and Alicia rebuilt, quiet, steady, proud. Sometimes karma doesn't knock, it kicks the door in. If you believe justice always finds its way home, hit that like button and subscribe to Voices Unchained, where every story reminds the powerful, you can't bury the truth forever.